Are you ready to make a lot of money and rock it as an agency recruiter? Then check out this video right now. I'm going to tell you what the day in the life of an agency recruiter is. Hey, welcome to the Millionaire Recruiter. I'm Brandon Rainey, your Millionaire Recruiter. If you have not seen this channel before, it's all about upping your game in the recruiting industry. So let's get to it. So, hello, agency recruiters, external recruiters. You are near and dear to me because that's who I am. So I started as an external recruiter, and agency life is absolutely different than internal recruiting. You have to move faster. And I don't want to say you got to be sharky because that just means you're in a bad agency, but you definitely have to have those killer instincts. So what does that actually look like? I won't focus on the psyche too much in this particular video. I'll do that in another video because that's its own separate thing. But what does it look like? What are you doing? So you have to have a balance between candidates and clients, especially when you're first starting out. I like to do this wonderful 30-day challenge, which is you are reaching out to 100 candidates a day and 20 clients a day. And that is a lot of work, and you do it for 30 days. That's how you get started, 100%. Now you're thinking, okay, holy moly, why am I reaching out to candidates when I don't have clients? Well, hopefully you're in an agency that does have clients, and so that's a good focus. But if you're just starting out, you have to act as is. So to be in a very, I would say the next millionaire recruiter, you have to act like you have tons of clients, that you are pitching clients. You definitely have to, which again is another video, you have to balance that and know how to find clients. And then therefore, the clients that you're trying to grab, you are finding candidates for them, even though they're not your clients yet, which is kind of just telling the universe like, hey, these are going to be my clients and I need to fill these roles. So when you're reaching out, you definitely do have to pitch different companies. You're probably thinking, is that dishonest? A little bit, but again, how are you supposed to fill those roles when you don't have those roles yet? How's anyone going to give you a chance? So you absolutely have to do it, and you have to balance. Now, when you're reaching out to those 20 clients a day, remember, it's not just one time you reach out to clients. With candidates, it might be, although I still recommend a sequencing tool, which is GEM. Click here for sure. But when you're reaching out via LinkedIn, you have to still know that clients need at least 6 touches. A lot of people say, well, I've read that, that's too much. Well, again, if you want to be an agency recruiter and you want to make some money, you got to up how many times they see your email. They have to see your name. They have to, you can repeat yourself a lot because probably they just didn't read that message. They are a lot busier than clients. Think about this. A client, yes, needs to fill roles, but they're also doing a completely different job. Candidates, though, once they're looking, they're looking. Like, think about it. When you're dating, you're dating. You're on Tinder. You're getting back to that. You're paying a little more attention to that. So that's why candidates don't technically need as many touches as clients do. So even though you're reaching out to 20 new clients a day, you are still going to be reaching out to them probably every 2 days for 6 times. So just note that. And again, we definitely train in that for via Thriversity. Actually, the Millionaire Recruiter has a boot camp that is called Agency Crash Course. So definitely check that out and rock it. But the day in the life. So you're coming in and you're thinking, okay, who's more important, clients or candidates? Well, it depends on if you have clients. So when you're going in your inbox, your email, and LinkedIn, because those are 2 separate things, you're going to just simply pop out the stuff just like you would as a sourcer, and you're going to go in and say, what's more important? So naturally, clients are going to need a meeting set up. So when you're seeing that clients get back to you, they're the ones that pay your bills. Those you get back to really quickly, and you set up meetings with them and send them a calendar invite. Take that, initiative to do that. Hopefully they accept it. Hopefully they agree. Now you have that meeting. You kind of set it and forget it. And you don't want to dwell too much or think too much. Oh my God, I got to research this client before I have to get on the phone. No, set it and forget it. It's not that time. Now focus on candidates. Focus on the candidates that got back to you, that got their resumes. What I also suggest is just calling the candidates. If a candidate sent you their resume, they're ready to talk. Now, if you call them and they said, I think so funny, you'll call a candidate and they'll be like, oh, hey, I'm in a meeting right now. You're lying. You wouldn't have picked up your phone if you're in a meeting. So keep talking. This is, again, an external versus internal. An internal recruiter would always be like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I'll call you later. And they'll just get frazzled. You external recruiters cannot afford to do that. You'd be like, oh, okay, I'll just be really quick. And then just ask them the top 3 questions that you need to know right now in order to move that candidate forward. And then they'll just start talking to you. Very rarely they're gonna be like, I just told you I'm in a meeting. No, because they're lying. Remember, you don't pick up your phone when you're in a meeting. You have to just get the bare minimum information in order for you to still get your job done and still make that placement and still drive the candidate forward through the interview process. So now you've already gotten back to them, you've already called them. Now if the candidate doesn't pick up, naturally, of course, you're gonna get back to them and say, hey, I can talk this time, this day. You wanna give them a couple different options. And then again, you could also just send them a calendar invite and see if they accept. But you need to do all those things really quickly. Agency life, definitely if you are on a team, even if you're just one man or woman show, notes. I have noticed that this is the hardcore difference between internal and external. Internals definitely have an ATS that they focus on. They don't really care. They're not as aggressive via LinkedIn and reach out. They normally have very strict rules that you can't reach out to a person. You have to wait like 3 months to 6 months, which is insane because you got to think that when candidates start looking, there's because they were yelled at this day. It was because their work was hard, because they don't like their boss. It was because, I don't know, there's tons of reasons why people start looking, and that can happen and change on a daily basis. So you definitely have to keep your projects open. You have to save your projects, therefore you're going to get that nice alarm, just like in that Sourcer video, remember? Sourcer video. So you're definitely looking at those alarms, because I would even say that, let's just say you're a Sourcer internal or via external, you're going to do those alarms like the moment you walk in the door, because again, remember, it's very aggressive in agency life. You have to be that first message to them. They're looking, you got that bell alert, you're messaging them. Now, when you see people that are open to opportunities, you want to actually note in that message, hey, see you're open to opportunities. What do you think about this one? So that's super important. So when you're going through I would hit up candidates first as far as your day goes. Then I would hit up clients, probably about between 10 and 3. I do that because that's when clients slow down, or say companies slow down a little bit more and they get to their emails. I think Monday is a really bad day because they're normally overwhelmed and they're setting it for the week. There's arguments that Friday is also a bad day because they're kind of, they're ready for the weekend. Or were they really frustrated? They had a really hard week. The candidates didn't accept that they wanted to. Now they need your help. So pay attention as to what times of the day works for you as an external aggressive recruiter. So you're going to go through that. So we got candidates first, so then you can get back to them. You got clients second, sporadically, and then you're doing like little pockets of sourcing. But what's really important is you have to make sure that when the candidates get back to you, so let's just say you're in LinkedIn, you get a message in the middle of your sourcing jam. You get a message, you look at it really quickly. Is this the candidate you want? Get back to them. Now get back to sourcing. Keep your tabs up. You have to have 2 screens. Now, I think that every recruiter should have 2 screens, but as an agency recruiter, it's a must. It's a showstopper. Another showstopper is LinkedIn Recruiter. You must have it. I also think you must have a sequencing tool. Again, I use Gem. They're amazing, and it's a little extension on the side of LinkedIn, and their analytics are really strong. Again, you have to look back to analytics. As every recruiter, but agency life, that is a must. So as you're going through, you're just picking up the phone. You're not even setting these meetings. You're going. You're also making sure that your tracker is up to date. So when you're an agency, you're working with multiple clients, right? So what you have to have is a lot more templates. So you're messaging on, again, either email or LinkedIn, you're making sure that you are pitching more than one company in that email. And what I would do too, assuming that you have lots of clients and in different industries and whatnot, you need to make sure that you just don't give them all of the information. You want to just pique their interest. That's the whole point. If you have lots of opportunities for them, you want to send those candidates to as many clients as you possibly have that's a fit. So if you're pitching two very opposite clients, keep in mind, so then they're hopefully interested in one or the other. And then you got them hooked. Now, once you got them hooked, you got the resume, you're talking to them on the phone, you want to make sure that you're getting a yes to send their resume to at least one client and at least the client that they got back to you on. So that is another difference, is you want to set out their resume as soon as humanly possible. So when you're on the phone, you have to know your client's pitch. Now,